It seems that somebody is embarrassed. Embarrassed that you got away. Embarrassed that you've seen through the game that they were playing. And they're embarrassed to admit that they were wrong about you. Welcome to Empress Aries 888. My name is Tanya. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me and giving me an opportunity to read for you. For my OGs, thank you so much for coming back. I so appreciate that. Hearts and hugs. Thank you so much. Have agape love to each and every one of you. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call in spirit and get this party started. Shall we? Spirit guides and angels of your whitest light, please give me a clear message for the collective, one that brings healing, hope, and understanding of their situation. Protect me as I open myself up to channel and protect my beautiful collective. And thank you, Spirit, for being here in my spiritual space and for gifting me with these abilities. Amen. And my ancestors too, of course. All right, so what I have here is a ton of cards. We're going to get started here, but first I want to clear the space. I got my sound bowl that I usually use, but today I got this nice little bell I'm going to use. If you have any sound sensitivity, just lower the volume. In 3, 2, 1, go. I love it. Okay, so let's get into it. And this is collective readings, any energy, any sign. If you would be so kind as to take what resonates and flip the roles as you see fit. And if the shoe don't fit, you quit, okay? So don't take this on. So somebody's embarrassed. Let's get into it. We got a ton of cards. Spirit, tell me some more information on this person who's embarrassed, if you don't mind. Thank you. Manifesting. What you have been praying for is aligning behind the scenes. Keep your focus. Your thoughts are shaping your future. So keep your focus. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So you're manifesting something. This person could be manifesting you. Maybe they've been manifesting you all along to come chase them and come towards them. This is why they're embarrassed. Yeah, superficial. That's another reason why they're embarrassed. Superficial. They went with what looked good on the outside, not what fed the soul. It was never love, just ego, imagine, and convenience. Oh my God, that's a shallow, damn, empty. So they regret this. They regret the choices they've made. But they manifested this in though. Because look at this. It's like it's saying here, it's a situationship. So somewhere between talking and commitment, clarity got lost. Labels don't fix confusion, only honesty can. So they sent you mixed signals in this connection, and look, apology at the bottom of the deck. The apology you've been waiting for is coming, whether it's spoken or shown. Someone knows why they were wrong. They sorry, regret, forgiveness. They want your forgiveness. But I don't know if they're necessarily going to come forward. I think a lot of this is energetic. I think a lot of this is like through songs. They're sending you telepathic responses, like messages through songs where they're apologizing to you. But I feel like they're trying to manifest you to come towards them. Fantasies. Imagination can inspire or mislead depending on how it's used. Whether you're dreaming of more or avoiding the present, check in with what's real and what's being idolized. Dreaming, illusions, and fantasies. They're having a lot of fantasies about you. And not necessarily is that doing them any good in 3D. Because basically they have this misimpression. Maybe you didn't have this really big connection with this person, and this whole relationship is all in their head. And for some of you, don't kill the messenger here. I'm just going to be honest with you. They don't know you at all, and they have built up this fantasy about you in their head. It was a superficial connection maybe that you had with this person, maybe even a situationship for some of you. And they built up this relationship so much in their head that they don't want to come towards you and be disappointed. You know, like I said, don't kill the messenger, but I feel like that could be for some of you. that it's not a real situation that you ever had with this person. And in their mind, they're like fantasizing, dreaming about you, trying to manifest you in a sense, but it's like all a fantasy. And I feel like this person gets into superficial connections with people, and when it becomes real to this person, and no longer just like this idyllic, like the first meetings where everything is so great and so fun and everything, I feel like that's when they ghost people and leave. And they could have done that with you as well. Spirit, confirm or deny this. This is why it's like superficial. Justice is here. So I feel like this person wants to give you justice. They want to come forward. They're dreaming about coming forward. They're telepathically connecting to you to apologize. But it's like right now they're not doing anything. And this is an emperor. Look at it's like they're bored to death in their life. They're bored. They have their hands across, so they're guarded. They're in their ego. They feel like you should come to them. They want to give you their justice, and they feel like they should give you justice for what they did and what they didn't do, or how they treated this connection. Really, like, what am I hearing? Like the word shabbily. But I feel like they're also in their ego and pride, and that's what stops them from actually coming forward. And that's when the hangman is here. So there's connections in suspense, there's connections in limbo. They're not moving on anything. They're just staying stuck, right? And feeling like you should do the legwork. Almost like entitlement in a sense. I feel like there's a lot of ego here and a lot of stubbornness here. Yeah, balance. They need to be balanced. They need to be balanced, and this connection isn't. And until there's an equal reciprocity, it's going to be in limbo. It's going to stay in hangman as far as spirit's concerned. This is divine protection from a person who would just break your heart. Devil energies here. This is a person, look, and it's funny because, not funny, ha, but look at the two pictures here. Both of them with their hands crossed. Almost like you come to me. Why should I have to, lower my, not standards, but yeah, maybe in a sense of lowering their standards and having to crawl to anybody. It's like they don't want to crawl. They don't want to look stupid. They feel like you should be running and jumping and being appreciative of the fact that they pay attention to you. It's like, and that's how egotistical some people can be. I feel like this is a person who is used to other people chasing them. And when you didn't chase them, they felt salty. They could have said stuff. They could have said stuff about you like you weren't worth their time and their dime. But the Chariot moved you away from this person divinely because why? Because you're the Empress. You're the Empress, okay? And look at you. Look at you, a fabulous man or woman. Doesn't matter because there's no gender in tarot. But look at this right here. The Empress is like the eyes closed, moving forward, a light to the world, a mirror held up. This person doesn't chase. This person doesn't look like they need to chase. They're royalty in their own right. So you are royalty in your own right. And that's what's making them salty because you're not doing it. But it's a decision. It's a choice. It's a crossroads. This person put you in a stalemate and you are not going to do that. You are not going to do that. You did not fall for the game that this person was playing and maybe played with more than one person. I mean, this isn't their first rodeo when it comes to mind games. This is a person who's used to manipulation, but they're embarrassed because you didn't fall for it and you walked away from this person. Head held high, maybe with tears in your eyes, but you did. You walked away from this person as well you should. What does it say here? I keep stepping towards you only to pull away again. But they're around. See the shadows? They're following you. And I'm not trying to invoke fear, so don't take fear on. It's not in that creepy way, but this person's keeping their eyes on you, even if it's online. Even if they're watching your social media. They're watching you. Oh man, Spirit, come through. Why does there have to be this many cards? Too many cards, too many cards, too many cards. Alright, let me get this. Let me do this again. Spirit. Give me another card, Spirit, not on the floor and not 16 of them. If you're questioning it, you already know the answer. And I feel like you have intuition. As the Empress, you have intuition, intuitive gifts. You know that this person was playing a game with you. Maybe you didn't know the ins and outs of it, but you knew this person was like feeding you a line or what is it? Yanking your chain, as they say. I really thought you'd always be here. This is a person, they're in their shadows, the dark shadows, their dark night of the soul. This person's hurt. This person's embarrassed. And look at this right here. Hearing your name still makes my heart race. So they're watching you online, and there may be people even mentioning your name. Maybe they're pretending that they're not bothered by that. But inside, deep inside, their higher self, they're embarrassed. They know what they did was wrong. They played games, and they're pissed off that you called them to the carpet for it. But that's what happens in these situations. Eventually, we all wake up to the game that's being played, that we're not even realizing that we're playing. Spirit, this person does this on the regular, but when it came to you, it was a totally different ballgame. Risk management. You demonstrate wise risk management in your career, balancing opportunities and challenges. Strategic decisions are propelling you towards success. This person was a risk, a red flag. And maybe you saw that they were a risk. Maybe you didn't want to risk your heart. I feel like this person didn't want to risk. They're probably a business person, and they weighed the pros and cons of it and didn't want to risk their heart or embarrassing themselves just in case you rejected them. So they rejected you first. Innovation. Your creativity and innovation are shining in your work. You are thinking outside the box and bringing fresh perspectives and solutions. That's you. You're a creative person. Okay, you're working on your coin. You're not focusing on this person. And this person's used to people. Oh my God, Spirit. Yep, all on the floor. True crime. That's the one. True crime, all on the floor. This person is used to people chasing them. So the fact that you didn't chase is got them all in their head. And yeah, they're falling apart like the cards on the bloody floor. Everything's falling apart for this person because they can't stop overthinking that they were wrong about you. They were wrong about you. Sacred pathway. A sacred pathway unfolds before you. Trust in your inner compass and follow the inner guidance that leads to your soul's higher calling. So divine path. You were divinely guided away from this person because they were playing games with your heart. It was like that song, Quit Playing Games with My Heart. You know, enough is enough, and too much is good for nothing. And this person wasn't giving you anything anyways. It was just all like ghosting, love bombing, and then, you don't hear from this person for a while. Shift in perspective. View life from a higher perspective to discover hidden harmony and meaning. And I feel like you walked towards your peace. You said deuces. I don't feel like you were like, there was hard feelings as far as you were concerned. I don't feel like you harbored any resentment towards this person. I feel like you left them where they wanted to be. You were at a crossroads and they made the decision to not advance in this connection, and you just had to leave them where they stood because what else could you do? Really, what else could you do? You can't force people to love you. You can't force people to make choices. In fact, by them not doing it, they did make a choice. You make a choice when you don't make a choice. That's a decision, even if it doesn't seem like logical, it is. It's a choice. And I feel like that's what you did. You just left them where they stood, and they couldn't believe it because they never thought you'd leave. You were so loving to this person. But, loving doesn't make you a sucker, right? Loving doesn't mean that you got to hold on when other people are letting go. Let's face it. So you just walked away and left them where they stood, and now they're like overthinking about it, salty and miserable, and has their arms folded in a very guarded way because they got their heart broken. Emotional, going deeper, intense focus. I mean, they're fully focused on you, my friend. Fully focused on you because there's an ending. New love beneath the surface. And I feel like you ended a connection with somebody that was just playing games and wasn't committed anyways, and you're going towards the love of yourself. Inner love. That's the greatest love. When you can love yourself, you can do anything, right? Like it says, move mountains, exploring new worlds. You're finally doing what you want to do and not focused on what somebody else wants, right? And look what happens. Rise and fall, big dreams, hiding out. This person is embarrassed, hiding from you, hiding from their true self and their desires. And they're living in this like daydreamy fantasy world about what life would be like if they would have chose you. Instead of coming towards you and making things right, they're living in a fantasy and not reality. Spirit, give me a couple more. I'm not going to do the true crime because it's all over it's a true crime that it's all over the damn floor, Spirit. And I'm not picking it up. So let the chips fall where they may. We'll just work with the cards that are actually on the table, Spirit. All right, Spirit, give me some more hard truths. The hard truth is you're gone. The hard truth is that their game didn't work on a person. And there's an exception to every rule. Yeah, gut instinct. Trust your initial feelings as your truest guide. They often know what's best before your mind can catch up. And you had to. You had to go with your gut. You had to go with your instincts. It served you well in your life. You were divinely guided because out of a situation because this person was playing games. And now they're in their pride about it. But it's like, not everybody's going to fall for the okie doke. And I feel like maybe for a long time you wanted to. But look, you gained a perspective. Focus on small details and causing you to miss the broader context. Step back and consider how it will fit into the overall narrative of your life. I mean, when you looked at it from the standpoint of stepping away from the situation, you lost faith. You gained a different perspective. You lost faith in this person. The weight of the world feels heavy, and you may feel alone, but you have allies. Others share your beliefs. Don't let despair win. You lost faith in this person. And I feel like that's the worst part to this person is that you lost faith in them. But this is all about balance and alignment. And this is what you needed to do. This path is in harmony with your core values and long-term goals. Allow things to flow organically and happen as they will. And that's what you did. You let the chips fall where they may. What did you do? You let go and let God. And you can't control this person. You can't control the narrative. This person wants to walk away. This person doesn't want to commit, doesn't want to admit that they even like you. Then what are you sticking around for? It's like a waste of time. So this person, they found out. They fucked around and found out, and now they're in their head about it. Now they're overthinking the connection. Now they're thinking what they did wrong to lose you in the first place. Maybe they're blaming you on some level, like you walked away from them. They're not taking personal accountability for what they said and did to end this situationship. You're the Queen of Cups. They know that. They're never going to find anybody like you. You were loving to this person. You were accepting of this person. Yeah. They want to give you a love offer, but it's a page energy. It's an immature offer. It's an immature energy. Maybe that was past. In the past, they were very immature. But Cups is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But I mean, to this day, they're not coming forward. They might feel like you're guarded against them now. Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're no longer that open channel that they could use. So now they're telepathically connecting through music. You used your intuition. Intuitive Kev is here. And you got out of a situation. Maybe they went towards another situation, a traditional marriage, a traditional situation, something easier. That might be the secret. But the secret is that what they went towards is a hater. Somebody that could hate you, that knows about you, could hate you, doesn't want this person to even come near you. Yeah. Knows about you because maybe things were seen from their phone or their TV or whatever it was. You know, they were caught watching you on some level. Yeah, this person hates you. Look at this. 9 of Cups. They're daydreaming about being with you and how wonderful it would be. Cups, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Yeah, and this hater is like pissed off, you know. Maybe even talking trash about you, saying you're a trash box. They're jealous. Jealous. But you're ascending. You're on a different timeline. You're not even worried about what these people are saying or doing. Good for you. You shouldn't have to. Never worry about what people are saying behind your back. It's not your business to know. Because you don't want to know. You shouldn't have to. The towers are hitting this person left, right, and center. Towers are hitting this person. Epiphanies are hitting this individual. Maybe they didn't know who you were at first. But I feel like they do now. I feel like they are aware of you. I feel like they are aware of who you are and your significance in their life. And it's killing this person that they didn't at least offer something to you or even stay in your good graces. Because they know now that they messed up with you and that you probably won't want to talk to them ever again. For some of you. For some of you, you're leaving the past in the past. Yeah, nobody's got time for that. The glass slipper. Where do you feel like you need to fit in? What would happen if you embraced your uniqueness instead? You don't have to fit somebody else's idea of a glass slipper. You know, you don't have to be somebody's princess or prince. It's like you are your own royal god or goddess. You don't need to impress anybody. And I feel like you learned that. Too many times you tried to conform to other people's idealisms and other people's expectations. Now you're going with your own. Good for you. That's the difference. That's what brings you to empress status or empress status. Amen. The dark forest. What fears or uncertainties are you currently facing? What strengths can guide you through them? And you are stronger than you think. There are going to be dark times in your life. There are going to be situations your person's going through that night now, the dark night of the soul, the ego death, so to speak. Nobody could have given them the ego death like you. They just couldn't. Nobody affected them like you. And I feel like that's the secret. They don't want people to know how much, they don't even want you to know how much you affect them. But it's like a big fantasy. That's the problem with fantasies is they don't got flaws. And the problem that I worry about is that if this person comes forward, they're gonna break your heart, because inevitably the day-to-day doldrums of life is gonna set in, and this person is gonna walk away. But it's your choice, your adventure. You choose, you pick and choose who it is you want to be with and why you want to be with them. But know what you want, because Spirit wants to gift it to you. This person, I don't feel like they're ready. I don't feel like they're ready to give anything to anybody really serious. Even if they've chosen a comic over you, they're not giving that person their best side. They're giving them their whatever's left, right? They're giving them whatever the hell they want, and they accept it. That's the sad part. The crumbs. Capricorn is here. I think this is definitely Cancer. 69 is Cancer. Why do I have it like that? Then we have Taurus, we have Leo, and we have Pisces. But you keep doing you. You keep moving forward. You keep accelerating at the rate that you are, and you're going to get where you need to go. That's all I have for you today in Empress Aries 888. Please like and subscribe and join my tribe, because I'd love to have you as part of my soul family. And if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here. And if you're my OG, thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Hearts and hugs. And I'll see you next time. Till then, be safe out there, my friends. Be blessed.